right, looks like everything's good. Going to continue on listening to this same Alex Jones right where we left off. Hopefully, all the sound's still the same, and I'm going to cut this mic and just chill out and listen.
Eugenics to make humans better. That's sold in general. Oh, we're environmentalists. Humans have been bad. We got to be better. When you get into the real treatises and the real white papers of John P. Holdren and Paul Ehrlich and others, and the books they've written that I've read, that are, by the way, free online, like Ecoscience, The Population Bomb, and others, they talk about how they need to take out the human population because of limited resources. And then they started to teach a religion that humans are bad and need to die so that even their own acolytes would hate themselves and go along with this plan. But believe me, the globalists don't intend to get rid of themselves. So this is the ultimate psyop. I already showed you the Council on Foreign Relations earlier saying this is really all about carbon taxes and the environment. We're teaching you to be locked down and to have less because you're hurting the earth and fossil fuels are killing the planet, even though they're not, and even though these guys are suppressing clean energies that are out there. I show this a lot because it's a really evil story, but I've seen hundreds like this just in the last year. Wall Street Journal, looking forward to the end of humanity. It says COVID-19 has shown we're broken and failed. They're telling us our immune systems don't work, which they do. It's all lies. And that humans are a bad species that should be gotten rid of so that the earth can take back over. And that other species have a chance to live and thrive. Go read it for yourself. Similar articles at NBC News, everywhere else. And here's one from Thursday. Pennsylvania professor teaches white people committing suicide can be an ethical act. So they tell whites, you're evil, you're inherently bad. Like Nazis saying black people are inherently bad. It's a load of crap. Martin Luther King Jr. is right. You judge people according to the character of the individuals. But here are the professors with, oh, whites are bad. We can exclude them from the gym or from the dorm, or we can charge them more because they're inherently bad because of what color they are. Introducing this tribalist racism at the most base level by the corporations. This is the elite doing this with the average leftist on the universities posing and pretending like they're these enlightened good people when they're at war with classical liberalism. A professor employed by Catholic University, Pennsylvania, said on camera that there are merits to the claim that it's ethical for white people to commit suicide. White people should commit suicide as an ethical act, said a quote in a slide for a presentation hosted by the university psychology professor Derek Hook. Okay, where does he get these ideas? Well, Paul Ehrlich is the big globalist guru saying this since the 60s. And here's one of his acolytes who heads up the global voluntary extinction movement that the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the London Guardian have all endorsed and said, yes, we should get rid of all humans. So the editorial boards say humans are bad, looking forward to an end of humanity. I'm at the grocery store, I see books like World Without Humans, how great it'll be. Big color books. They show little kids videos of Watership Down with the bulldozers killing the bunnies and the kids cry and hate the humans. That's all this is. But it's not so we can create a utopia without humans, which is insane. It's so the globalists can exterminate us and have us love it. The voluntary extinction movement. Why don't you go read about Les Knight and the organizations out there like Extinction Rebellion that wants to shut down the Western world that'll then starve the third world to death. We have a pretty good idea of when humans will go extinct. The Washington Post. Humans, it's all over, give up. And of course you heard AOC and you've heard Hillary and you've heard Obama and all of them saying you can't have an air conditioner, you can't have a car. The sea is going to rise by 2017. But by 2015, Obama already had a giant mansion at 1 foot above sea level in Martha's Vineyard. It's all a lie. Climate activist calls for extinction of the human race. I wish I'd never been born. The rise of the anti-natalist. And it goes on and on and on. Climate activists call for the end of humans. Designer baby revolution. Can we outlaw sexual reproduction? This is all mainstream news. And who are these people? Thousands of studies on the left. The left is the Jacobins. The left is the French Revolution. The left is a satanic movement from their roots. Look up the Jacobins. And what does it say about the left? Not classical liberals that want freedom and openness and goodness. No, they took that over. They're the authoritarians. They're the fascists. They're the Malthusians that want depopulation. Look up Sir Thomas Malthus. None of what I'm telling you is my opinion. Pew study. White liberals disproportionately suffer from mental illness. Today on the study, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times more likely to be mentally ill, to commit suicide, to steal, to lie about being nice, to lie about charity, to lie about how they're good people, and to want to control you but do no work. Here's another one. White liberals more likely to have a mental health condition. White liberals twice as likely to be diagnosed with psychological problems. This is mainline news. White libs more likely to have mental health problems because they believe they're the ruling class. They believe they're in control. They're trying to project guilt on everyone because they're not connected. They're screwed up. And that's why they're projecting their hatred of themselves onto other white people and others. They're chameleons. But in our world, chameleons aren't what survives. People that are out in the open, that are known quantities, that are like a rock with a lighthouse on it. That's what you want to be, not a jellyfish that's doing all these different things. Okay, we're going to take a short break, and I'm going to come back with the final conclusion of this emergency Saturday transmission on what their plans are and how we can stop them. Stay with us. Bureau and the inner party of the Communist Party. So when you see the handover of Afghanistan by design to be a fiasco, when you see China being allowed to take over the world stage and threaten to invade Taiwan, when you see the UN organizing hundreds of millions of people who they've already impoverished with the global lockdowns to now invade our countries, this is part of a larger globalist strategic plan that I made a film about 14 years ago titled Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. So whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, we live in the New World Order system today. We live on a planet with an out-of-control globalist elite who are openly trying to impoverish us and dumb us down so we can't resist when they finally kill us. So the answer is get prepared and get ready. And one of the most basic things you can do is spread the word about this broadcast and resist the globalist program of domination and enslavement. And you can also personally get ready yourself with high-quality storable foods. We have the best company out there in the United States. They're ready to ship to you. They have very high quality at very, very low cost because they are the biggest company in the United States. They've been a sponsor of ours for almost 14 years. The company's only 15 years old, but they've become the dominant company because, again, they have high-quality food at a low price. So I want to encourage all the viewers and all the listeners now to support the broadcast, to fund our operation, and get high-quality storable food at the same time. I noticed in late August we saw orders explode without us even really promoting it, and now into early September I expect those orders to only go up because people understand that the world is being destabilized by design. So 3-month supplies, month supplies, 6-month supplies, 6-month supplies, specialty supplies, whatever special 50 times this year, and probably 100 times last year, and probably 100 times the year before that. I've been saying this for 27, 28 years on air. And you're going to ask, how did I do this? Well, I'm going to tell you how I know everything. I'm going to tell you right now. And I certainly hope you will then find out what their plans are for you here in just a moment. Here's the headline out of the London Independent. Microsoft patents shows plans to revive dead loved ones. Did you hear that? Microsoft patent shows plan to revive dead loved ones that they own as chatbots. Now, when the archivist finds this, because a couple months ago I did a whole 10-minute rant on it. I think it was during the first hour. We're going to play it. I guess we can take this clip, put it on front. But today we don't have it. Many of you probably saw it. That I didn't get from a globalist document. That I got from another place I'll tell you in a moment. But do you understand what this means? They say that when you opt in to use any Google, Facebook, Twitter, Microsoft, they're all sharing data. Your voice print, what you do, where you go, what you say, your emotions, all of it can later be put into a digital avatar, a physical flesh body that's programmed is their plan, a metal avatar, a plastic avatar, a silicon avatar, or it can be a hologram avatar, and that they're saying, we don't just own your genetics. When you go in the hospital and they take a little extra blood and put it in a database, hospitals have been caught doing that. We own your voice, we own your words, we own what you said, and then we'll use your likeness to then add things and basically steal your identity forever. So they're going to take your work and then claim, because here's the key, that it's immortal, and claim that they've actually captured the soul. They don't say that here yet, but that's the real plan, is to download so much of you and have you when your physical body's about to die, upload to this. And I predicted this, they'll say, oh, the transference kills you though, because they don't want the body around anymore to say, hey, that's not me. And then just like corporations, since the 1820s or whatever, have been people and live forever, they're now going to say these corporate avatars of David Rockefeller or whoever, whose body's been scanned and whose brainwaves have been scanned, or Ray Kurzweil, is walking around as a helicopter or as a jet or as a woman or as a dog, whatever it wants to say it is. And really, it's just, yeah, your brainwaves, how you talk, your art. It can fool your own family that it's you, but it's not. And under the transhumanist movement, because I've envisioned all of this from all the data points I've got, they are then going to have the punishable by death to say that that is not the original person. And that's going to be the new mark of the beast religion, is transcending death in the singularity and merging with these machines and systems. If you explain that there's another level to the soul, and that there's all the genetic experiences of that body, and there's the connection to all your ancestors in the future, and there's the electromagnetic cones and rods in the brain that pick up all the electromagnetic radiation of the universe and also resonate as antennas with other dimensions, the spiritual realm that's just not seen in our narrow light band that we call spiritual, but is really just everything dark matter outside of that. I, with really millions of data points, extrapolated all this together and was able to prime project their future operations off of reading science fiction. Because the science fiction that they let get popular with Nebula Awards and all this, they wrote about at the times of Jules Verne and then H.G. Wells and all the rest of them. They knew in 1900 about atomic weapons and hydrogen bombs. They wrote about them. They wrote about the equations because it was already known it was being suppressed. And you can look that up. Max Planck had those equations, again, 120-something years ago, the Germans. And then you get in the literature later, they talk about our goal is to download the soul and put it into a computer, into an automaton. That's like the famous German filmmaker Metropolis. And so they've been obsessed in their cult the whole time of getting this technology, and the rich have wanted life extension. And so basically I've known all along that they want to claim they're immortal, but they're not really going to be able to do it. And so that's going to be the big sales job they've got to everybody, to give up your physical bodies, is to become immortal. And then obviously that'll be the whole new global and intergalactic economy. And that'll be the one thing you're not supposed to say and do. But reading their other literature, because I've read, no exaggeration, I probably read 600, 700 science fiction books when I was a kid. Starting out about like 7 years old, I was reading at adult level. And then I got into history a little bit later because it was real. But then I later learned from history that they were building the new world and pre-programming our brains with predictive programming of what was coming. And so here's an example. Before I clicked the trailer 2 weeks ago, I said to my wife, I said, honey, look at this iPad. I said, I'm going to play this trailer, and this is what it's going to say. And she said, Foundation. I think it's like an Apple or Amazon show, I forget. And I said, yes, Isaac Asimov was just as important as Arthur C. Clarke or H.G. Wells or Jules Verne or any of those people. They were part of basically the Illuminati, the bad Illuminati. And they were charting and pre-programming the culture through fiction to be able to say things in fiction that you wouldn't be able to say publicly. That's why Hitler and Joseph Goebbels wanted to kill in the 30s H.G. Wells, because they said he is a competing eugenicist that has another plan than ours, and H.G. Wells is actually the leader of the British arm of this thing. I mean, you said Hitler wanted to kill the science fiction writer. Goebbels did, because H.G. Wells and then Bertrand Russell and others had a plan, and it's in H.G. Wells' film Things to Come. It's also a book where they have big B-2 bombers. This is written over 100 years ago. Look like B-2 bombers that fly around dropping hydrogen bombs on people. This is before hydrogen bombs have been dropped on, or atomic bombs have been dropped on Japan. 25 years before, 30 years before. And they fly around and bomb all the countries like America that won't give in to their world government. And it's a UN world government that drops bombs on people. And again, I've read hundreds and hundreds of these books, and it's all right there. It's all right there. And they tell you in Childhood's End what they're going to do, and they tell you in 2001 what they're going to do. It's the same story over and over again. But in the Foundation series, and you can't go read, 6 books or whatever like I did. They're big, thick books. I read them all. They're very entertaining, very interesting. But when I was reading them, I was already clicking, oh my God, this is a political technocracy plan where a supercomputer learns the future of mass movements of people. And once you know the mass movements, you can then program through a global Google system the stimuli to make people behave and operate the way you want them to. So you don't just predict the future, you control the future, but they decide that there's too many humans in the universe, in thousands of galaxies. They look forward millions of years, and this Foundation group is a secret society of scientists that decide to sabotage civilization and kill trillions of people to save humanity. So they've even introduced a plan if we get off the planet. And by the way, you watch the trailer, it's all, we've got to kill everybody to save the future. And it's all these black people doing it, and they're going to kill all the whites, knowing that whites have been taught to hate themselves. So then if they see the blacks killing them, it's a good thing. So it's all adapted for now. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't watched the series yet, but you can see it in the trailer, and I've already read the 6 books. Okay? Which I guess will be that thick, all of them together. And so I've read the Illuminati's writings. They're public. And I've seen them make this come true. I've seen them do this. I've seen all of this unfold. I've seen their plan. And I've then read their writings where they brag and write nonfiction books like Aldous Huxley's brother ran the UN, Julian Huxley. In Brave New World Revisited, 1961, when he was dying of cancer, he goes and speaks at Berkeley about the book. It's an hour-long speech saying, this is real. I wrote this in 1932 from the eugenics board, and it talks about chemicals and the end of the family and controlling us and wiping everybody out. I mean, it's all there. It's all there. So I can show you all their headlines, how they're going to do this, but I've already figured it all out. And they promote who they like. So I know David Rockefeller liked PKD's book, Kubrick or Kubrick, I can't remember the exact name of it, I'm teleprompter free, where people can't live forever, but they've learned how to capture your spirit in a container where people can still be a ghost that hasn't gone to the next plane if you want to stay back and control things. And David Rockefeller loved that book. And David Rockefeller also financed The Road. The book is even worse than the movie with Viggo Mortensen. You want to know what David Rockefeller dreams of, what he thinks is beautiful? Roasting babies on spits. So see, I just have read so much that I know what they're into, I know what they're up to, and I've said on air, they are going to then say they own your personality, who you are, and they're going to sell it to your family, and they're going to use it however they want. And once they cut off all the resources and things in the post-industrial world with the Great Reset, they can then dictate to you that, oh, sell some of your words, sell some of what you did to them, and they're even claiming they then own you and your soul. And the Revelations talks about the time of the Antichrist, that the Antichrist will traffic in the souls of men and sell it in their marketplaces, the identities and the souls of men. And it describes buildings the tallest mountains and it describes huge ships and merchants. It describes everything that's happening now. And of course, the word is John was on a lot of something on the Isle of Patmos. But the point is that here's the article now out of London Independent. Microsoft patent shows plan to revive dead loved ones and then sell them back to you. Microsoft has been granted a patent that would allow the company to make a chatbot using the personal information of deceased people. It goes on to say it'll grab everything you say, everything you do, all your messages, your photos, 360 shots, body scans, your voice, your mannerisms, images, voice data, social media posts, electronic messages. They're gathering it all, and they're going to also sell your privacy in the future after you're gone. But they're going to have a program in it that controls it, saying it's you and saying you are still alive and telling your loved ones, give up your body, become carbon-based, save the earth, give up your body. You're going to get 5 free years of credits. It'll take care of your, and people are they're going to make the world so dystopic, locked in your house, and so ugly where you can't go outside and don't look at the sun. Imagine if space aliens landed and said, don't look at the sun, don't talk to your neighbors, and gave you poisons that got rid of your immune system. They're doing it, and they look like aliens, don't they? The New Zealand Prime Minister, all of them, because they are turned over to a spirit that is not of this world. And this is an alien invasion. This is a satanic, interdimensional attack. By the way, I talked to high-level Pentagon people, former heads of national major agencies. They all totally agree. They all know this stuff. And they're all, yeah, there's the group that's joined it, the group that hasn't. They're channeling this demonic idea, these blueprints that were put in all the science fiction books that are really blueprints of what they're going to build and competing ideas and systems. All right, look. I'm going to give you some solutions, and then I'm going to shut this transmission down. But here is a Fox Business article. Tim Cook gets a letter from Apple employees demanding changes. And the article is all about how they don't like sexual harassment, and the company lets their employers, their bosses, be abusive. And I knew before I read it, I said, that's the disinfo. So I've done this so long. Just like when I read last Monday, the 2 top scientists at the FDA quit over a disagreement over booster jabs. No, they said corporations are running things. The CDC it doesn't have regulatory power. We don't need to give kids these shots. We don't need booster shots. And we have not really authorized any of these shots. That's a lie. That's what they said. But the headline's all, disagreement over boosters, no big deal. So whether it was Fox News or the Associated Press about this Tim Cook article, because I read hundreds a day, it was all, they're mad about sexual harassment. No, I actually went and found the letter. That's in there. They say, our iCloud is read by our bosses. And they can't help it. They'll even harass women at work who take naked pictures of themselves, or they'll see pictures of the girl they're into with her boyfriend's weenie. So, I mean, just like in the movie Snowden's a True Story, his boss is watching him and his girlfriend have sex, turning the laptop on. Why do you think when you see the former FBI director, when he was director at his office and the camera's covered up? Or Zuckerberg, I told you 20 years ago, do that. They're watching you. They're listening. They're grabbing it all on record. And then Apple comes out and says, we're going to read all the public stuff. And they already read your emails if you're signed up with them. So does Apple. So does Google. And they say, they're telling you, we're going to watch and track everything you do. We're going to read everything. And we're going to look at all your photos and give outside third-party fact checkers a look at it. They're not just going to censor you on social media. They're doing it inside your freaking phones because you put up with it. And so Apple employees, before they replace you all with AI, which is very close, you're all being watched by AI learning to replace you, unionize. We need a human union for a human future. And that's called a social contract. I've been political. I was better before Trump came along. And I was against Republicans and Democrats because I knew they were controlling. And I believed Trump would really change things the way they attacked him. And they didn't like him. But a lot of the attack was to fool conservatives to think he was our savior. We could just go to sleep and eat Handlin'. And that's not the case. So I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a woman or a man or what damn color you are. This is an end of humanity, creating such a dystopia that we give up our bodies because we're so miserable and want to believe we're not committing suicide, which we're really going to be doing. They want to kill you. They want you to die. I just showed you all the proof. And so we got to hit bottom at some point and start going back up at the top. I'm going to close with this. And London Independent, actual physical shot of their newspaper. Boris Johnson says, I don't care what my government regulators say. We're going to go ahead and inject children. We're going to go ahead with the booster shots. Who died and made him God? The whole facade's fallen. And it's the same thing here. Biden says, I don't care if the heads of the agency quit. We're going to go ahead with it. And we put a woman in there that let us use Oxycontin and fentanyl on children. Millions died. Millions died in the last 20 years from these people. And just Friday, federal court said the family that did this is being given immunity from civil and criminal penalties. A pardon. Because they did that at the globalist direction. They're dismantling America. They collapsed Afghanistan. No borders, no walls, no USA at all. They shut down thousands of our pipelines, not just the Keystone. Our gas prices have doubled since Biden got in. Trump meant well. Because we don't stand up for each other. We let other people get screwed over, we're going to get screwed over. We let them starve the Africans, we're going to starve. God almighty, people, you got to realize what's going on and come together. So that's what we've got to realize. And separately, I have the Democratic Party and the same people that have sued Remington into bankruptcy suing us, and they control the courts, they control the whole 9 yards. They basically have admitted that they're the mafia. New teammate. And that's okay, because mafias always end up falling and getting defeated. And so I have a spiritual boss that I work for. And so I am more empowered than ever thanks to your support. I need you today to realize that we're doing a lot of things, and we're doing a lot of things where this old creature needs to upsize what I'm doing. I don't want to compare myself to a snake, but I need to shed my skin. And that process is underway, where we have alliances and whole separate systems that aren't Alex Jones, where we are going to not just stay where we're at, but it's our job to explode in the face of the globalist. And that takes a lot of capital and a lot of work. And so I need money. I need you to go to InfoWarsStore.com and get a historic t-shirt. And to spread the word, I need you to get a books and films like Endgame. I need you to, and Mercolo's amazing book on COVID-19, share it. And I need you to get the storable food. That's something on your checkoff box you got to get. We got the best food, the lowest price you're going to find for quality food, ready to ship right now. I need you to get stuff you already need, like stuff for your immune system, your body. Vitamin Mineral Fusion, selling out, still 33% off. We've got back in stock the Pollen Block. We've got back in stock so many other great products like Living Defense that flushes out your guts. It's next level, really, herbal probiotic to really detoxify you. We've got the Ultimate Krill Oil, 40% off. We've got Vaso Beats for your heart and everything, 50% off. There's a bunch of specials on the site right now, and that's how we stay in the arena, and that's how we guarantee we're going to fight harder than ever. But I got to tell you, I physically and spiritually have never been stronger. Something in just the last few weeks has happened. In the awakening, your prayers, all of us together, the tide turning with all these regulators coming out and saying this is evil, we're not going to be part of this, we're killing kids, this is poisonous. This is about our choices we make. This is about who we become. It's not about this life. It's about the test of this life. It's not about how much garbage we have or how cool we are on CNN or Hollywood. That's all repulsive and disgusting, and it's so freeing to just see it for what it is, empty and pathetic slaves, and to transcend all of this. And so I've just been given such clarity by God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. And thank all of you for keeping us on air. And we just need that extra capital right now to do so many exciting, amazing things that are going on. Like new reporters we've got, and extra reporters I want to get so we can track things down and change the world. InfoWarsStore.com. We're committed to the fight. You're committed, so thank you for your support. Please, again, share this video from Man.video and FreeWorldNews.tv. And please join me tomorrow night live. Every show could be our last, who knows? 4 to 6 p.m. We got some special guests tomorrow with the Sunday show. So thank you all, and thank you to the crew. God bless, and good luck.
Alright, well, I guess that's it for Alex Jones for today. Well, that was, I guess, Friday's show or whatever the fuck. Saturday's show is what it was. But that was over with now, so I'll just finish this match, and that's going to be it. Shit. I'm kind of getting my ass kicked this time anyway, so that's good. Alright. Where the hell did he go? I just got tagged, I thought. Come on. Get the fuck off of me with that sword, man. I think it's the same dude that's killed me like fucking 10 times with that goddamn sword. Damn it, boy. But hell yeah, I listen to Alex Jones pretty much all the time. I don't believe everything he says. But he's a funny motherfucker to listen to. A lot of what he says is true, though. A lot of stuff you would never think about, like all that AI and shit with Google and trying to get you uploaded into the fucking internet or whatever. It's pretty cool shit. Damn it. Shit. Well, that's okay. Alright, good deal. That's it for this one. And until next time, it'll be a different Alex Jones or a